Welcome back to another Pokemon Falling Friday, your one-stop shop for all your Pokemon information. We go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going down in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news like card sets that get revealed. And if I do see any good deals, I always try to throw them in here too. And before we get started, we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is PokeNotify. If you guys are sick and tired of missing out on all these drops and pre-orders, and you guys signed up for all the free Discords and all the free store alerts and still haven't been able to get anything, definitely try out PokeNotify. And also, even if you just follow them on Instagram or their socials, they're pretty much the quickest when it comes to anything Pokemon news. So definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. All right, let's get started. We're going to hop to PokeBeard here. I'm sure everybody has seen the new Phantasmal Flames revealed for November featuring Mega Charizard X. It's the smallest English set in years. So that's kind of crazy. What do you guys think of the actual pack arts and the box art and stuff? I have a feeling it's going to be another black box, just like the actual Mega Evolution set, which I don't like how there's no Pokemon in the actual outside of the box. But I love how Heracross is actually getting some love. And then I'm sure everybody else has heard, Scalper Group clears out Phantasmal Flames from Pokemon Center before release. So everything was about to drop on the Pokemon Center website, and a bunch of bots came in and bought everything before it was actually released, which is just crazy. And I guess everything's getting canceled now. So I'm recording this on Thursday, so it might drop today. Otherwise, if you guys are listening to this tomorrow and it still hasn't dropped, definitely keep checking the Pokemon Center website because it's going to be dropping very soon. Normally, whenever we see all the reveals for the products, everything gets dropped on the Pokemon Center website the very next day or at max 2 days later. Yeah, that is crazy. Next, we have a Zacian illustration rare or art rare from the new set Inferno X. Let me know down below what you guys think of this one. People have been complaining about the eyes. That's about the only complaint I've seen so far. But all right, let's get into it. We got the Twilight Masquerade ETB. They just had a decent-sized reprint, not the biggest, but a bunch of LGSs got some, and then some people found them in Walmart and stuff. This was a $97 box. Now last sold $73, $65, $75. Next, we have the Surging Sparks ETB. We also just got a reprint of these. They're starting to bounce back a little bit. They got down to $73. Now last sold $78, $78, $70, $75, $80. Next, we have the Surging Sparks Booster Bundle because this was in the actual bundle with the ETB. So it's at $48. Now last sold $39, $36, $37, $42. This one is also starting to come back up in price, $1 or $2. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolution Surprise Box. This was a $56 box. Now last sold $44, $45, $43, $40. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions Regular ETB. Starting to bounce back again. Was at 110 3 months ago. 6 months ago is at 140. And the all-time high is 150. And now last sold 101, 100, 197. So yeah, every single time we get a reprint, this thing goes down to like 90 and then just bounces right back to 100. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions Booster Bundle. Doing the same exact thing. Now last sold 61, 58, 54. And 59, so we got 4 of them at 59. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions Booster Pack. This was a $11 pack. Now last sold $8.99, $8.98, $7.86, and we got 17 of them at $9. Next, we have the Celebrations ETB. It's got up to $265. Now last sold $250 with a picture and an acrylic case. Otherwise, $261, $250, $254, $249. Next, we have the Cynthia's Garchomp EX Premium Collection. I really wish this came with a few more packs. I think it only comes with, 6 booster packs? But last sold all at $45. This thing came out at about $70. Next, we have the Iono's Bellybolt EX. This one actually came out at about $80. Now last sold $35, $48, $48, $40, $48. So I want to say MSRP on this box is $39.99. So if you do find it for $40 on the secondary market, I mean, that's what MSRP is. Like I said, you don't get very many packs, but it's kind of this whole little figure thing they got going on. I'm not even sure what's in it. Next, we have the Prismatic Evolutions 2-pack Costco Booster Bundle. Don't know why I wouldn't put this with the ETB, but this is at $168. Now last sold $169, but before that, $125, $145, $147. Next, we have the Surging Sparks 2-pack Costco bundle. So this thing came out at about $125. Now last sold $75, $110, $98, $99. Next, we have the Surging Sparks Costco 2-pack bundle. This thing came out at about $123. Now last sold 75, 110, 98, 99. But yeah, the low was about 96. It's just up a buck or two now. Next, we have the brand new Prismatic Evolutions Lucario and Tyranitar Premium Collection. This thing comes with a good amount of packs. 14 Prismatic Evolutions packs. Very nice. This was $156 on release. Now last sold 123, 112, 127, 120, 110. Next, we have the Black Bolt and White Flare Mini Tin Display. So last sold for this, 135, 132, 137, and 129. Next, we have the Carmine Twilight Masquerade Special Illustration Rare. This got up to $85. Now last sold 68, 70, 75. Next, we have the Seismitoad Illustration Rare from Black Bolt. Got up to $230. Now last sold 149, 159, 152. Next, we have the Zoroark Illustration Rare from White Flare. Got up to $47. And now last sold 38, 38, 39. So a lot of these White Flare and Black Bolt cards are now slowly falling. But yeah, these aren't moving as quickly down because there's so many illustration rares. So it's, tough to actually pull a specific illustration rare. But once a lot more people open up these sets over the next month or two, there's just going to be so many more on the market, and people are always going to be undercutting each other to try to sell it quickly. So that's how the prices get a lot lower. Next, we have the Garbodor from White Flare. Honestly, I have no complaints about any of the art in Black Bolt and White Flare. The sets are actually really, really crazy if you think about it. I mean, if you compare it to 151, yes, 151 has way more popular Pokemon. But if 151 got the same treatment that, Black Bolt and White Flare got, I mean, that thing would be actually crazy. Last sold for the Garbodor is 15, 14, and 15. This was a $20 card. Next, we have the regular Ends Reshiram. It's got up to $23. Now last sold 14, 17, and 14, and 13. Next, we have the Druddigon from White Flare. I love this art. This was at $25. Now last sold 14, 14, 13. Next, we have the Virizion, another one that the art is just beautiful. And I have noticed there's a lot more White Flare cards that are going down in price than Black Bolt cards. This was a $22 card. Now last sold 16, 12, 12, 13. Next, we have the Umbreon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. It's very sad to say right now that a couple of the Eeveelution SIRs are actually going back up in price. Almost all special illustration rares are going back up in price right now. And illustration rares, to be honest. It was extremely hard to find stuff that's going down in price. But the Umbreon is still slowly falling. Last sold $796, $799, $839, $799. So our first time really getting $700 sales for this card. Next, we have the Flareon EX. Now, this was the cheapest Eeveelution SIR besides Eevee, but now we have one that is a little bit cheaper. Now last sold for the Flareon 164, 163, and 165. And for the cheapest is the Jolteon, which in my opinion, this is how it should be. This is my least favorite art of the group. But last sold 147, 148, 148. And then we got one with the picture at 170. So, I mean, that is getting down there. That's not a terrible price. Next, we have the Raging Bolt EX from Prismatic. Last sold 70, 75, 73. Next, we have the Keldeo from White Flare. This got up to $75. Now last sold 50, 51, 50. Next, we have the Volcanion from Journey Together. I still think this art is just so underrated. So it's at $35. Now last sold 28, 27, 27, 24. Now we're going to hop to Pokedata because just because a card is completely leveled out raw does not mean that the PSA 10 is doing the same thing, especially with these newer cards. You got to think a lot of people send their cards in and it can take months to get your cards back. So the PSA 10 market for these newer cards from these newer sets, it takes a while for it to completely level out and find its spot just because there isn't very many on the market. So we got Misty Psyduck from Destined Rivals. This was a $430 card. Just keeps slowly falling down in price. Now last sold $285, $265, and $282. Next, we have the Misty's Lapras from Destined Rivals. This was also a $400 PSA 10 card. Now last sold $240 and $288 before that. And one more before that at $220 and $215. But yeah, a bunch of these cards now are starting to go back up in price a little bit. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Crobat. Pretty much everything's moving up in price right now. It's honestly crazy. I swear, this boom is 1,000 times bigger than the COVID boom when it comes to modern. I still think vintage was way bigger during the COVID boom than it is now, but I swear, this is just stuff we've never seen before. But we got the Crobat, which looks beautiful in person, by the way. So this was a $350 PSA 10 card. Now that's sold $228, $240, and $238. Next, we have the Team Rocket's Nidoking. This was a $700 card for a little bit. Then a bunch of sales at $500, $400. Now that's sold $364, $360, $380, $350. Next, we're going to check out some Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia cards. So when you're comparing these sets to, let's say, Black Bolt and White Flare on the Japanese side, Black Bolt and White Flare has way more value than these Mega sets. So last sold for Mega Absol, 32, 27, 25, 16, 46. We're also going to be checking some PSA 10 sales for some of these. Next, we have the Mega Venusaur. I love the colors on this card, but it looks a lot like the full art in the set. But last sold for this one, 62, 60, 80, 70, 55, 101. Let me know down below if you guys agree. If this card looks a lot like the full art, I will show you the full art real quick. So here's the full art. So, I mean, kind of the same colors. Yeah, I don't know. I still like it. I seen it in person the other day. It does look nice. I just feel like it looks so much like the other full art card. Next, we have the Mega Lucario. This might be my favorite card in the entire set. So last sold for this, 71, 80, 83, 85, 63. That Mega Absol. And the Gardevoir is also beautiful. Next, we have the Mega Lucario. Last sold raw, 380, 315, 419, 394. That's good to see. We had all sales over 400 before that. Next, we are checking out Mega Symphonia. We got the Mega Latias. I feel like this card's pretty underrated. I have not seen this one in person yet, but I want to see if we can really see this detail and stuff down there. Last sold raw, 53, 52, 42, 47. Next, we have the Mega Kangaskong. Last sold 32, 33, 31, 55. Next, we have the Mega Gardevoir SAR. Still haven't seen this one yet in person either. Last sold 175, 155, 135. Let me know down below your guys' favorite card in the new Mega Evolution set coming out. Next, we have the Gold Mega Gardevoir. Last sold raw 410, 294, 393, 234, 350. And then for PSA 10s, we got the Mega Brave cards. Here is the actual SAR, the Venusaur, sold for 133 and a 10. Then we have the Lucario, 237 and a 10. Here is the Gold Lucario, 660. And it looks like we got the Lucario and the Riolu, both in a 10 for 380, sequential. Another Lucario for 233. Another Gold Lucario for 682. The Venusaur SAR for 150 and 180. Just want to check to see if we have any different sales here. A couple Absols, 158, 136. Bulbasaur at 92. Wow, we have the Lily's Determination at $1,200. But again, it's a trainer on the Japanese side. Those are usually the top chases. And then the Lieutenant Surge's card in a PSA 10 for 87. Next, we have Mega Symphonia. And we got the Latias, PSA 10, 212. 175, 157. Kangaskong at 150. Gardevoir at 294. Another Gardevoir at 330. And then more Gardevoirs at 300, 297. Acerola's Mischief for 255. And the full art of Gardevoir, very nice looking full art. Mrs. Beard is obsessed with this card at $128. And last on the list, we have the actual gold Gardevoir. We got a PSA 10 at 680, 860, 720, 730, 880. It's just crazy to think that our last 5 most expensive cards have been full arts. But alright, that was today's Pokemon Falling Friday. If you guys do see anything moving down in price, especially right now, this market is just so hot, please let me know down below. And if you guys like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. And if you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. And I am going to be dropping a little bit of PokeBeard merch in the next couple weeks, so keep your eyes out for that. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where we covered XY base set and we check out the most popular Charizard cards in Pokemon history, and I pick out a bunch that I think are completely undervalued, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.